Let's jump right into this explainer because we have got something absolutely captivating to unpack today. We're going to dive deep into 4 incredible narratives drawn directly from Indian YouTube channels. And what's so fascinating about these sources is how perfectly they highlight the evolving socioeconomic challenges within both traditional and modern families. We're looking at the whole spectrum here. We'll explore middle-class household management and balancing frugal budgets, a foodie whose cooking actually empowers local women, navigating intense social stigmas, and finally, leading a courageous revolt to dismantle a literal system of oppression.
So here is the core question I want us to keep in the back of our minds as we go through this explainer. How exactly are traditional daughters-in-law rewriting the rules of the Indian household? Because what we are about to explore is this incredible, fascinating escalation of female agency. It starts really small, right in the kitchen, and ramps all the way up to matters of life, death, and profound social justice.
And honestly, this quote brilliantly captures the beating heart of our explainer today. The biggest criminal is the one who silently endures the crime. That's from Tara, a woman we'll meet in our final narrative. It establishes our core theme right out of the gate, the absolute rejection of silent victimhood. Keep that in mind as we watch these women step out of the shadows.
Level 1. The domestic economists. The domestic battlefield.
Our first source drops us into pure sweltering chaos. Picture this. A mother-in-law, Kamala, brings 5 new brides into her home. On their very first day, all of them are eager to impress, right? So these 5 daughters-in-law descend upon one cramped hot kitchen. They all decide to cook their own separate, lavish meals: kheer, halwa, pulao, fried puris, literally all at the exact same time. The result? It's a disaster. They completely blow through a month's grocery budget in just 2 weeks. Suddenly, they're staring at empty spice jars and a mother-in-law who flat out refuses to bail them out until the next paycheck.
But here is where it gets good. Instead of dissolving into arguments, these women brilliantly pivot from chaos to order. They pool their own personal savings. They march down to the wholesale market to buy bulk groceries at a massive discount. They implement strict budgeting and start cooking unified, simple meals. Like, one shared dish of dal, rice, and roti. And even better, to beat the stifling kitchen heat, they institute shift work. They only allow 2 women in the kitchen at a time. Total game changer.
And the payoff is fantastic. By the end of the month, their financial wisdom has just restored domestic harmony. It's left them with surplus cash. And what do they do with it? They fix the broken kitchen exhaust fan and buy a portable mini cooler to keep the kitchen comfortable. I mean, this is a brilliant, grounded example of newfound domestic agency. They took control of their environment through sheer economic smarts.
Level 2. The culinary rebel. Soft power and spices.
Now we meet Shika. She marries into a family that insists on eating incredibly bland, traditional food. Her new in-laws basically tell her to suppress her tastes. But Shika? She is a self-proclaimed foodie. She absolutely refuses to suppress her vibrant identity. Instead, she steps into that kitchen, throws in crackling mustard seeds, perfectly toasted dried red chilies, and aromatic curry leaves. She creates an aroma so powerful it literally wafts out of her window and down the street.
Now, what's truly fascinating about her defiance is the result. Shika's spicy cooking literally draws crowds. Neighbors smell her food, they abandon their own bland breakfasts, and they start lining up outside her house like it's a temple giving out offerings. And even though her father-in-law is furious about the crowds, Shika just smiles and feeds the neighborhood. She turns a simple culinary defiance into undeniable social influence. Eventually, she even empowers other local women by teaching them her culinary secrets to restore peace and joy in their own homes. That is soft power in action, right there.
Level 3. The educational escape. Education and freedom.
Our third source guides us through Prerna's incredible high-stakes journey. Her wedding is abruptly canceled right at the altar because her father couldn't meet a sudden, exorbitant dowry demand. Because of this, her father defaults on a massive loan. Enter the loan sharks. These ruthless thugs literally break into their home, giving them 3 days to pay up, or they're going to kidnap 25-year-old Prerna. To save her, her father's wealthy employer, a 40-year-old factory owner named Mr. Bahaj, steps in and gently offers a marriage of convenience. He promises to act solely as her protector and sponsor.
The contrast here is just staggering. Mr. Bajaj not only shields Prerna from the predatory thugs, completely removing the societal stigma of the broken wedding, but he actually sees her potential. He secretly funds her highly expensive UPSC coaching, which, if you don't know, are the incredibly rigorous exams to become a civil servant in India. He brings her warm milk at 2 in the morning while she studies. And in just 1 year, Perna transforms from a helpless, shamed target into a top-ranking IAS officer. She achieves the ultimate professional triumph.
And this leads us to an incredible emotional twist. True to his word, the very moment she passes her exams, Mr. Bajaj hands her divorce papers. He tells her she is free to live her life without being tied down to an older husband. But Prinner exercises her ultimate agency here. She literally tears those divorce papers into pieces. She chooses to stay. She exercises her right to choose love, based entirely on the immense mutual respect and empowerment he provided her.
Level 4, the warrior bride, dismantling oppression. So, for this final narrative, we follow a young woman named Tara. She is brave, rebellious, and fiercely protective of other women. Her parents arrange a marriage for her into a family that looks perfectly normal. From the outside looking in, they are affluent, respectable, and very traditional. But, as we are about to see, appearances can be deeply, deeply deceiving.
Here is the absolute shocking twist revealed in the source material. Tara soon notices that her sisters-in-law tremble in fear and occasionally just disappear for days at a time. One night, following strange noises, she moves the living room sofa to uncover a hidden trapdoor. Beneath this perfectly normal, wealthy home is a secret underground dungeon. Her new in-laws are using it to systematically starve the wives and beat them with belts for any perceived disobedience.
The crucial thing to understand is the ideology at play here. This brutal system is actually enforced by the mother-in-law, Ganga. She plainly tells Tara the tongues of daughters-in-law must be kept under control here. It is a deeply oppressive, patriarchal ideology violently maintained by a complicit mother-in-law and her sons.
Well, Tara gets caught discovering the dungeon and is violently thrown in there herself. I mean, think about this for a second. She is locked in an underground cell by her own new family. So how does Tara, against all of these absolutely terrifying odds, manage to fight back and break this vicious cycle? Here is where her tactical brilliance shines. Tara fakes total, absolute compliance just to get let out of the dungeon. Once upstairs, rather than just running away to save herself, she organizes a lightning-fast revolt. She coordinates with her terrified sisters-in-law, convincing them that enduring the crime makes them complicit. When the mother-in-law gathers the men to throw the women back into the dungeon, Tara has already secretly set up a hidden phone to broadcast the entire thing to the police, who are waiting outside. It leads to a rapid mass arrest of the entire abusive syndicate.
To synthesize everything we've looked at in this explainer, whether it's 5 women learning to balance their preferences with frugal budgeting and domestic harmony, Shika empowering other local women with her culinary soft power, Prerna entering a marriage of convenience to find mutual respect and immense professional success, or Tara dismantling a literal patriarchal prison, these stories are a profound celebration. Collectively, these sources highlight themes of female agency, financial wisdom, and the ultimate triumph of integrity over oppressive social structures.
I want to leave you with this lingering thought to reflect on today. As we look at these extreme and inspiring examples from our sources, ask yourself, what hidden strengths and evolving dynamics are shifting the balance of power in your own family? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning the rules around you.